Okay, this is the Magic DM framework that we put together that helps us to build audiences, book calls, and land clients. So, what is a Magic DM? A Magic DM is a direct message that you send to a stranger on social media, whether that's LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's a cold DM. What it uses is a simple yet powerful positional framework that you're going to learn in this video that is different to what you've learned before and what everyone else is using out there. And the whole point of the Magic DM is that it creates the desire in someone to say yes to you. So you're going to learn the first layer. Now, there's many layers of this, and you can go really deep into this. But the good thing is, the first layer is all you need to get results. And why will I only be showing you the first layer is because I want to keep everything simple to begin with. Otherwise, you won't take action. The more complicated I make it, the more in depth you'll have to go into it, and you just won't start taking action. So the best part is by the end of this video, you'll have your own framework to use today, and you'll have calls booked within 24 hours because the whole point is getting you results with this straight away. Now, for example, I taught this Magic DM framework to Yash, who's from India, who sent 7 DMs, had all those 7 people replied, and 2 of them booked a call. So just think, how long did it take to send 7 DMs? 10 minutes maximum, and he's booked 2 calls in that 10 minutes. Charles, I taught him the same framework, who actually he kind of transformed his entire cold email approach with this and saw a huge jump in response rates. And Molly, where what this cold DM framework does, it also helps you communicate your value to the market straight away, so you don't feel slimy that you're coming to the inbox with spam. You're actually coming with a lot of value, and it makes you feel good that you're actually messaging someone with that. Now, what did I do? Okay, so I set up a Twitter account in January. So January, let me move this here so you can see. January 2023, I set up a Twitter account, and when I put this in, which was um, February, middle of February, I had about 78 followers on Twitter. So hardly anything, right? I'm really new to it, so I had no followers there at all. So out of those 78, I DM'd 34 of them, right? They were all my followers. 31 people replied to that, which is a 91% reply rate to a cold DM. Okay, so that's huge. From that, I booked 18 calls. So out of 31 that replied to me, I booked 18 calls, which is a 53% booking rate. I was also invited to speak on a podcast. I was also given access to software for free. And this is software people may be paying $50 a month, $100 a month for. And I also importantly got 5 warm referrals. So this person didn't need the service now, but she said, actually, I've got 5 other people that I can refer you to, and I'll let them know that you're going to message them. So the power of this is not just you're going to book appointments through the person you message, is that the message is that good, is that people will be happy to give you referrals for them. And the revenue generated, so in 1 week, this all happened within 7 days. I closed 4 clients into my group coaching, which totaled to $135 a month in recurring revenue. And I closed 2 clients for my consultations, which in total led to $1,700 so far, because 1 client we're actually going to do further agency work with, which is going to be a bigger deal. So we did a consultation, liked what we do, and we're actually going to work with them further to develop a whole system for them. And like I said, all of this happened within 7 days. So it didn't take much time to actually do this, 1 hour a day maximum, maybe, to put everything together. And then I just started sending those DMs. All right, so let's start building the Magic DM for you in just 3 steps. Step 1, we first need to define their current situation and their desired situation. So this is very, very basic, okay? And people are missing out on the basics. It's why they're struggling in the DMs, because they're not able to formulate a message that truly impacts the person reading it. Okay, so they're in the person, your target market are in one situation, okay, which is situation A. Now, that is the current situation they're in with their problems, their pains. I call this the island of hell. right? Where are they struggling right now? They all want to get to point B, which is their desired situation, the result that they want, the outcome that they want, where they want to be. I call this the island of heaven. Now, what a lot of people get confused by is they think you as a service provider is B, right? You are the result they want, right? They come with you and they get the result they want. That's actually not true. A and B are completely independent of you, right? They're at A before they met you and they want to be at B regardless of what you've got to do in their life, right? You are actually the mechanism or the arrow that takes them from A to B. For example, if they're on an island of hell and they want to get to the island of heaven, you are just the speedboat that takes them from one island to the other. Okay, you are not the island itself, you are not the destination of heaven. Um, you are actually just a one mechanism of getting there. Maybe they want to get a plane there with someone else, maybe they want to swim there. So you have to position yourself as the best way to get them from A to B. So I hope that makes sense, and that's how we simplify everything. So here's a quick market research hack to understand how you can communicate to them what their position A is and where they want to be, position B. So in market research, you simply need to do two things, right? You don't actually need to spend hours and hours and hours learning about your target prospect, etc. This can be done very quickly by answering two questions, right? The first thing is you need to describe the problem, and this bit's important. You need to describe the problem in the way they say it, using their words, right? So that means you've got to describe situation A using their words, how they think about it. And then you need to describe situation B, which is their desired solution, the result they want, the desired outcome, in the way they say it, which is in the words that they use where they want to go. So this really understands when we talk about market research, it's really understanding about how people communicate, how your target audience communicates to themselves about where they are and where they want to be. And once you can tap into the words they are telling themselves by you formulating that into a message in your when you're on calls, they will feel you understand them on a much deeper level. So how we do that is we have a table which is very, very simple, right? Column for problem. What is their current issue? The pain. How does it make them feel? This is more important to when you actually get them on a call and you're talking to them. The mechanism is how you make the pain or problem go away, and the desired solution is the result they want, where the problem is solved and the pain is gone. So let's take a couple examples, okay? And I'd want you to fill this out because this would really help you. So the problem is there's no one replies to my cold DMs. That's someone could have that problem. How does it make them feel? Frustrated, right? No one's replying. What do I do? Tired. They're sending so many DMs. It's taking a lot of effort, and I'm getting no results. They feel tired. Pain is usually emotions and feelings, so you don't have to um, come up with big paragraphs over this. It's literally just one word: emotions or feelings. Mechanisms is how you make the pain and problem go away, which for me would be a cold email analysis. And the desired solution is the result they want, which is they want positive replies that lead to book calls every day. Okay, let's take another example. The problem is no traffic on the website and no email signups. The pain, I'm worried about this. The mechanism could be SEO. The desired solution is I want thousands of visitors per day all signing up to my email list. Now, here you have to this is why it's important to think in the way they think, use the words they use, as they're only going to when you write a message using their words, it's going to only affect them then. Now, if you notice here, three columns are related to them, and only one column, which is the mechanism, is related to you. This column is actually the most irrelevant column because it doesn't actually matter, right, what this is. This is your mechanism. So as long as you can solve that problem, it doesn't matter how you do it. They just want to go from this situation, pain and problem, to this situation, desired solution. How they get there, it doesn't matter. Always remember that. Okay, step two. Now we formulate your advanced positional statement. So here's the old or the current way of how everyone's doing positional statements now. And I'm sure you do this and everybody's doing this. It's the simple I help X do Y, where X is a person and Y is what they want, the result they want to get. For example, I help accountants get more leads using social media marketing, or I help lawyers get more clients with Google Ads, right? Very basic positional statement. Everybody's using this. What's the problem? Well, everybody's using it. You can't separate yourself from the market. How are you going to differentiate why you're different to someone else who's maybe cheaper than you, who can just do it quicker than you? Problem number one. Problem number two is the prospects see this everywhere, right? They're bored of it. It doesn't have any impact on them anymore because everybody they see online. Everybody's I help X do Y, so it's hard for them to really make a comparison of who's better and who's not. Thirdly, and this is the important bit, it's actually a very weak positioning approach that doesn't make you look like an expert at all. When you say I help, it doesn't actually make you look like an expert. Help doesn't actually lead to any form of transformation. Help is like some form of assistance or guide. Here is where we turn that on its head to actually make you look like the expert that can cause a transformation for them. And we do that through a new magic positional statement using the principles of alchemy. So, simply put, an alchemist is someone who changes the state of one element into another. Some people may, call this a magician in some ways. Some other ways, maybe like a kind of chemist who puts a few chemical reactions together and creates something new. In simple terms, they turn something into another thing. Okay, and this is important. That's the important statement you need to understand. They turn something into another thing. They don't help something go from one to another. They just do it. They turn it into it. So you need to start thinking of yourself as the alchemist. So here's how you make your positional statement, your magic positional statement. Instead of saying I help X do Y, you simply say I turn A into B, where A is the current problem situation, which we already defined before, and B is the desired situation that we've already defined before. Now, I hope this makes sense because now you're not saying I help lawyers get clients. You're turning whatever the situation they're in based on their problems into the situation they want to be in. So let's have a simple example. And one thing to note is, you know, build your example. It improves over time. The more you do outreach, the more responses you get, the more feedback you get. You look at this, you test things, you keep improving that statement over time until it's something that's really working. So on your first attempt, it may not be the best one, but it might be something good to go with and actually start getting traction with. And in a week later, it will be better. A week later than that, it will be even better. So let's just take a very simple example. A problem with the previous problem: no traffic on my website. I'm worried. Um, I have no email signups, and the mechanism is SEO. So let's say you're an SEO specialist, for example. Um, your magic positional statement is I turn low traffic websites into thousands of visitors per day that sign up to your email list. Now, remember, this language is based on how they say the words. That this is why it's important to put in here how they're thinking. So it just easily gives your positional statement like so much more impact straight away, and it makes it very easy for you to formulate. So I turn low traffic websites, right? No traffic on websites into thousands of visitors per day that sign up to your email list. Now let's put it all together in a DM. So your DM should be maximum 3 to 5 lines maximum. The first line, which you can do, is an introduction, personalized line, some rapport building that doesn't, uh, it shows that you're actually trying to get to know them rather than just spamming a message out there. And this could just be its own message first until you wait for them to reply, and then you go into the rest of the message. The second line is your magic positional statement, which you'll craft. The third line is credibility and results, because they're going to want to know, okay, with this statement, what are the results that they got with this, right? That's all they care about, the desired outcome, right? Fine, if you can do this, if you can turn something into another, what can I get from this, is what they're thinking. And then a very simple call to action is your fourth line. Very simple. Don't overcomplicate this. It's basically, uh, um, you know, if is this something you're interested, just let me know. It's just say yes, and we can book a call, and I'll send details over to book a call. Or just say yes, I'll send the video over. And the fifth line is a no-brainer statement, which makes it easy for them to say yes, right? You're removing all the risk for them to either get on a call with you, or to take the next step with you. So this, you have to test different lines and formulate your messages and try different things here. So let's give an example. It's like, hi name, I turn A into B. I brought X result in under Y days for, if you put someone similar. So for example, if you're going after lawyers, so for example, it'll be like, okay, let's use the SEO specialist. I turn low visiting websites into thousands of visitors per day that get email signups every day. It brought, let's say, then you get a specific result. It brought 100 email signups in under 2 weeks or in under 14 days for insert industry, right? For a lawyer with no website traffic, if you're going after lawyers. I've got a video that shows you how to do this. Shall I send it over? So all you want them to say is yes. A simple CTA means all you want them to say is yes, or okay, I'm interested. You don't want them to come up with more paragraphs or anything like that. All right, so here's how to do it for yourself is you use the framework, okay? You don't just copy word for word what I've given you. You have to be creative and use the framework yourself to use it as inspiration to formulate something yourself. You test different angles, right? Now that you're an alchemist, you have to test different potions to figure out where does those potions lead into, what results does that get into, right? It's not just about copying word for word anything. You have to be creative here. You test what gets a better response. Okay, you keep testing further messages, further response, further feedback. And the important bit is you don't start automating this until your message is validated. Here's the mistake everybody's making. They start automating a message, sending to thousands of people per day, and they're like, I get no responses. Well, first of all, you've not validated the message even works to a small audience. And second, you've looked like an idiot wasting a message to those thousands of people. And now your reputation to them is down the toilet because essentially you've come out them, you made them think you're this spammer with this really bad message. So it's important to test a message on a small audience first, figure out why it's working, when it's working, how it works, and once it does work, then you can up the number of people you respond per day and potentially use automation. So thank you for watching. Here's something very important just at the end. So you got to have fun doing this, okay? You are providing value to people who may need it, okay? You're not spamming them. You're not trying to sell your services. You're actually coming with a giving mindset that I'm trying to provide value to someone, right? Growing your business does not have to be a chore if you're actually giving solution to people who have problems, right? You're actually coming to them with solutions to their problems. So they will be grateful for this. And last of all, good luck with this. Use this framework. I'd love to know the results you get. So any feedback on how it's working for you, do let me know. So thank you for watching.